Welcome back, fourth grade. I am still here on our snow day. And last lesson, we just finished taking a look at drawing our superheroes. We came up with a 3-color plan. We talked about using skin tone to fill in your face and your hands. Like I said, I did not have these next to me today, so I will have them when you guys are working on yours. When you get your superhero all the way done and drawn and colored, we talked about, remember, 3 colors. Then you can put your name on your paper. Don't cut your superhero out yet because otherwise it will get lost. So just put this one in the box, and now we're going to grab a separate paper and we are going to work on our background. So something you can think about with your background is, where is your superhero fighting crime? What is your superhero superpower? Can your superhero fly? Maybe they have laser eyes that shoot out and melt something. I don't know. So think about your superhero. The one thing I want you to think about, though, or to know, is that you cannot draw your superhero with a weapon. Okay, that is not something that we can draw in school. So think of like some way to make your superhero have a power that is not shown with a weapon. So no knives, no guns, nothing like that. Okay. That goes the same for anything we draw in art. It shouldn't be any weapons in our projects. And actually in this project, we're not even going to draw the bad guy right now. We're just going to draw a superhero. And usually they're fighting crime in the city. So if you think about Batman had a superhero like a signal. So you could draw a signal if you wanted to. Maybe my flash guy, maybe I can have it showing the flash on a building. So what I am going to do first of all is I am going to think about, like, I want to make my sky for my background, okay? So I am going to quickly, we're going to use a new material for this, and give me 1 second. We are going to use something called water crayons. So these are water crayons. They're like watercolor. Nope, they're like oil pastels, but are watercolor oil pastels. So what I can do is I can take these, and all we're going to use is just a cup of water and your crayons. And I think I want to make mine look like it's maybe sunset, kind of like. So I'm going to start with my yellow, and I'm going to put like if the sun was going down behind my city. So I want to maybe do this like halfway, I don't know, 3/4 of the way. You don't have to do it all the way to the bottom of your paper. So I just drew it with that first. I'm going to go ahead and put some orange in it or some yellow. And I think if I start making all of my different colors around the outside, it's going to start looking like a sunset. You can do if you want to do your city in the nighttime, you could make it night. If you want to do it blue, like a blue sky and clouds, you could do it that way too. Totally your choice. This is the choice that I'm going to have. I'm going to make this choice. I want it to be a sunset because eventually I'm going to put my buildings over top. Okay? And right now, I'm not using the water yet, as you notice, because I think I'm going to use it later. You could experiment if you want to use your water and put your water on right away, or dip your crayons in the water. You could do that too. I'm choosing to color it all first, then I'm going to use my finger. So not very often do I let you use your finger when we're painting, but if we're just using water today, I think I'm going to use my finger to try and blend my colors together. So I just dunk one finger, not my whole hand, I'm not getting too crazy, into the water, and I just want to try and blend my colors a little bit. So it's not going to look like paint, it's going to look still like a drawing, but I'm just trying to blend my colors in just a little. And I'll have to let this paper dry a little bit. It's just water, so it shouldn't take a really long time to dry. But I think you can kind of smear your colors around, smear them together a little. I didn't fill in all of my spaces. There's still some white spaces in there. But I also, you know, I made sure I colored enough that I had enough color to smear around. And if you see spots that aren't filling in, you could always take your oil pastel and go ahead and go over top of them again. No big deal. But our goal is to fill in the background, so you want to make sure that you do fill it in. Okay? So let's say I can always take my crayon and go back over it because these are water crayons. So there we go. There's my background. Now I'm going to be gluing on black construction paper buildings over top of this. So this is just going to be my background, my sky. Now I'm going to cut out different shapes. Most of my buildings are going to be rectangles, maybe a rectangle with a triangle on top. You can be creative with what type of buildings you're going to draw, or cut out, I guess. And then you're going to glue them on top, and then eventually we're going to cut out our superhero and put him on top of there too. So give me 1 second here. I think that one piece of paper, one piece of black paper should be plenty to put on our buildings. You'll need scissors and glue. I think this glue will probably work best for this instead of a glue stick, but I think if you try out a glue stick and it works, that's fine too. Okay, so I think I want my first building to be very tall. So I could draw it first. Let's draw it first and then take a pencil. And I'm going to set it next to this so I know how tall it needs to be because I want it to be above this part. I want my first building to be a triangle. My second building, I'm going to make it a little bit shorter. Maybe I just want to draw my whole city on here like this. See, maybe I draw this one into be a circular building. I want another building that does this, and a building that this one has a tower on it. There. I have all of my buildings drawn. You do not have to draw it all like this. You could cut out different rectangles and glue them on over top of it. It does not have to all be one piece. In order for you to see it a little bit better, I think maybe a white colored pencil would work. This is my tower. I should have maybe started with a white colored pencil, but then I can't erase, so this is okay. Hope you guys are all enjoying your snow day. Technically, when you watch this, you won't be having a snow day because you'll be in school. But when I'm videoing this, you are having a snow day right now. So I should say, I hope you all enjoyed your snow day. Okay, there's my buildings. I'm only going to cut this top line out if I decide to cut them all at once. If you cut all separate rectangles and put them together on your paper, then you could cut them one at a time. So it's kind of up to you how you want it to be. But this is how I chose. Whatever is simpler for you is just fine. My superhero is fighting crime at sunset. From the 5 o'clock villain who is trying to wreck everyone's drive home from work. You can make up whatever story you want to. Maybe you write a little story on the back of your paper that says what your superhero is doing. Make sure you're being careful with how you cut your papers. Take your time on them. All scraps go in the garbage. There should be garbages all around. I want to cut this way because I can't reach that. There, now I can. And this, and I can't reach that either, so I'm going to cut it this way. And then I'm going to cut this way. And I'm going to cut down so that I can cut that little piece off. Cut. And cut. Oops, I didn't quite cut enough. Ah, my tower. There. Maybe this is Verizon Wireless. It's got a big tower on top. So all of my scraps will go in the garbage unless they're really big. Maybe this top piece I could give to somebody to cut out another rectangle or put in the scrap box. But I'm going to put this on top of my background. I'm going to glue it down. One thing you could do is I could take a white or maybe a yellow colored pencil and start making windows in my buildings. When you make your windows, don't just make a scribbly square. Take your time, make them look nice. Okay? I'm not hurrying. Make them actually look like a rectangle or a square. I don't want to take my colored pencil and do this. Those don't look like windows. They look messy. Take your time. Everyone knows how to draw a rectangle or a square or a circle if you want circle windows. Okay. Let's see. I could put, maybe this one I'm going to put long rectangles in. So on this project, we're not worrying, like our very first project that we did, we worried about it being 3D. On this one, we're not so concerned about it. We're drawing a superhero in an imaginary world. You don't have to be so concerned about making it 3D. So I think this one I'm going to put circle windows. And the lights are going to be on this one. People are still working in this building. There we go. You could make your city. I could put more back there. Maybe some of them you can't really see it very well, so I would just put like dashes like this. Okay, you can decide. You work on your city. After you're done with your city and you get all of your buildings how you want, please remember, do not put so much glue on it. Dot, dot, not a lot. I don't want my dots to squeeze out the edge. This one's even a little bit close. Put your dots a little further in and don't ever lift your glue bottle and just squeeze. I always have the tip of my glue bottle touching my paper and I squeeze a little out. So I'm just outlining mine, and then I'll put a few dots in the middle, just to hold it down. There we go. None of them are drippy dots. None of them are puddles of glue. They're all little dots. Then I can flip my paper over, and none of my glue is going to squeeze out because I didn't put too much. All right, there's my city glued onto my paper. Now I can take this paper and I can cut my superhero out. So I'm just going to cut a square first since I have two of them. I'm going to set this one aside. Okay, when you cut out your superhero, be careful. Don't cut your superhero's arm or leg off. Okay, do your very best. Take your time. We haven't done a lot of cutting, but I think you guys can handle it. Sometimes you have to cut from the other direction to get a good cut if you have a hard bend in there, a hard corner. Remember, all your scraps go in the garbage. My superhero is going to conquer this town. See, this is a hard corner, so I can't turn my scissors. So I'm going to come from the top. And I'm going to cut down. And then I can cut it out nice and easy. Flash. Or Flashman. Or... I kind of like calling him Bolt. I think it sounds like he's really fast. Bolt. You could put a name on your superhero too. If you wanted to draw your guys' name on the costume, you could do that too. I just put a symbol. Or maybe he's like fire. Maybe he has lightning bolts that come out of his hands. And then he starts a fire. You can blast his enemies away with his lightning strikes. Oh, maybe I should call him Strike. Okay, this is going to be a hard corner too. So I'm going to cut from this side up because I can't turn my scissors around. There. Now all my scraps get put in the garbage can. I can gather them all up at the end and put them in. And I can make my superhero fly across my paper. So I'm going to glue him down. Again, not too much glue. I'm going to put a tiny little dot on his hand. Oops. Please also remember to close your glue bottles after you're done, because otherwise all the glue leaks out into our table buckets and then it makes a big mess and then we don't have any glue left. There. Okay, I gotta think about where I want him to be. I kind of want to put him at an angle. I don't think I want to make him standing straight up and down. He's going to be flying. I think just like this. There he goes. Now my project is done and I can go do a free time station. You can ask your substitute teacher which free time stations are available and she will let you know. I hope you have an awesome day, 4th grade. Hope you did your job well. See you when I get back.